All right, everybody, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It's football week. Sports Hounds starting up right now.
Let's go! This ain't the Fox Light, or this game can heat stink!
Oh, shit!
It's gone!
All right, everybody, it's Monday night. Welcome to the Sports Hounds exclusively on A2DRadio.com. Brad Ryer's in the house. Evan Taylor's in the house. Jimmy, he'll be in shortly. Frank Vesby's producing. As always, we're brought to you by Aria Public Adjusting. Looks like some weather rolling in here in the Northeast. If you're getting a pickle, don't fight your homeowner's insurance alone. Contact Aria Public Adjusting, 813-564-3364. We're also brought to you by All Campus between 10th and 11th Street on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Our friend Johnny Coyle down there, proud host of the Ramp Booth. Jimmy's there. John's there. I might be there. We got Sunday morning pregame shows for the Eagles, and you get 20% off if you become an A2D Insider member for $9.99 a month. You get gambling picks, special merchandise giveaways, special shows, all kinds of stuff. So make sure you follow that link in our bio and get yourself hooked up with that. To piggyback with that, make sure you use that 125% bonus on betusa.com. Just use our promo code. $50 deposit gets you $125 deposit, $125 to gamble and play around with. Obviously, it's football time, so missiles are firing. We had a college football weekend. That was fun. We'll get into that a little bit. Phillies disaster. Yankees sort of righting the ship, but still not going to keep you up to date on all the MLB playoff races. But first and foremost, it is football time. Week 1 of the NFL starts Thursday night with a potential Super Bowl matchup, Buffalo Bills, Los Angeles Rams. But we got to get to Sunday. We got to get to the 11th because the Eagles are headed to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. That brings our poll question. Pretty simple tonight. Poll question brought to you by Manscaped. Use the A2D promo code, get 20% off plus free shipping. Revolutionize the way your hygiene habits and upgrade your life with Manscaped. So, poll question tonight's pretty simple. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to go to Detroit and beat the Detroit Lions. Agree or disagree? Listen, all the criticisms I have of Jalen Hurts and how I think he's not good enough are out the window. Doesn't matter. Lights on him. Prove me wrong. He's got to go up there, play well, and get a win. Because a lot of expectations, including my own, have this team winning 10, 11, maybe even 12 games. You're not going to win 10, 11, 12 games in this league going up to Detroit and losing a football game. So I agree to the poll. I think it's going to be a hard-fought win. Lions are better. You went up there last year. You beat them 44-6. They're grown men. They remember that. They're going to come ready to play. It's week 1. But the Eagles are a better football team than the Detroit Lions. Nick Sirianni is a better coach than Dan Campbell. The Eagles are stronger in the trenches. The Eagles have a better quarterback than the Detroit Lions. Jalen Hurts, better than Jared Goff. The Eagles have better receivers than the Detroit Lions. If you point out an area of the football game where the Detroit Lions are better than the Philadelphia Eagles, drop it in the chat. We'll check it out. I don't see it.
Water boys.
Maybe that. Maybe that. Because Dan Campbell's is a fucking psycho on Hard Knocks and runs his guys into the ground. It's not going to last long either. He might be all right this year. Grown men don't respond to that. Mm-hmm. All right, so I 100% have this team winning 11 games. I'm going to go 11-6 as my official prediction, winning the NFC East and hosting a home playoff game, and we'll see what happens from there. But to get to 11 wins, not an easy schedule. You're not getting tomato can after tomato can like you got last year down the stretch with Trevor Siemian and Jake Fromm, State Farm, and Tyler Heineke, and all these other bum-ass quarterbacks the Eagles beat up on to get themselves in the playoffs last year. That ain't happening this year. Can't rely on that 2 years in a row. So Eagles win the game. They have no choice. They want to win 11 games and be in the playoffs and have a home playoff game. You got to win this football game. I think the biggest key to the football game, I'll let you guys jump in, is run defense. Everyone's talking about the Eagles, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense. Go hit Detroit in the mouth. Shut down DeAndre Swift. Make Jared Goff beat you. He's going to make mistakes, and that spells recipe for success for the Philadelphia Eagles. 1,000% have a win. Evan, what do you got?
Absolutely agree. I just think that the Eagles are way better from top to bottom. It's the Lions. I know it's not the same Lions, but I really want to see Jalen Hurts throw the ball. If we're up big early, I still want to see him throwing the ball because that's really the progression we need to see to give us not legit, but a semi-legit stance on where he is right now and where we will go. Because if he can't throw, he's showing the same things, throwing interceptions like he did last season. It's not gonna go well. But I think we're not gonna crush them whatsoever. I think we'll do what we do every year in the first game. We'll make it very close, Jimmy.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll make it close, but we're gonna win the game definitely. I think so. Too much hype.
I'm totally the opposite of you, Evan. Like I don't want to see Jalen Hurts. I want to see Jalen Hurts throw the ball 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him throw 20 times. I want to run the ball. I want to run the football. I know Nick Sirianni doesn't want to do that, but if this team's not a top 5 rushing team, they were number 1 last year. I don't think they're going to win 11 games. If you're going to drop Jalen Hurts back there 40 times a game, I don't think that's going to go well. I really don't. And you have great weapons. Brad, what do you got? You got Eagles win Sunday?
Sorry, guys. Just real quick,
they should kill Detroit. Detroit is an awful football team.
I don't think they're that bad. Just real quick, I think this organization built this team to throw the football. They were built to throw the football. That's why you go out and draft a wide receiver in the first round in the past 3-4 years, and then you traded one of your first round picks to get AJ Brown. You signed Dallas Goedert to 4 years, $46 million. You built an offensive line to protect your quarterback. But this team wants to throw the football. They're doing everything in their power to throw the football, and this is Jalen Hurts' year to prove whether he can throw the football or not. I mean, they were actively going after Russell Wilson this past offseason. Who knows if they were actively going after Matt Stafford 2 seasons ago? We have no idea. But this is a passing football league, and this team is built to pass the football. So time's yours, Jalen Hurts. I want him to go throw the football 30 times because I want to see if that's if he grew up as a quarterback. I want to see if he's able to throw the football. And I want to, and so does this organization. It's time yours. Time's yours.
As a test for Jalen Hurts against this team, this is not a test for him. The Eagles are they have they're better in the trenches. They've got better skill players. This is not going to be a big test for Jalen Hurts. He should crush the Lions. The Lions are a god-awful football team. Okay? They stink. Okay? Maybe they lost 44-6. They'll lose 27-10. The Eagles are favored by 4 points. I mean, that's just giving money away. I mean, I would go over to the Trop and just drop whatever I need to drop on the Eagles, just because it's free money. When the NFL is giving away free money, you go take it. This is one of the easiest games to pick on the slate this week. I mean, the Lions stink. I don't know where anybody thinks the Lions have actually improved all that much. Maybe a little bit, okay? But what on earth makes you think that they're going to be able to compete with the Eagles this week? Nothing. The Eagles are supposed to be division winners. People are saying they're the 3rd, 4th best team in the NFC, which they probably are. Okay, what makes you think one of the worst teams in the NFC is going to be able to compete with this team? As fired up as this team's going to be on opening day, you know they're going to be fired up. Their fans are ready. They're ready. I'm expecting, if Detroit's competitive, it'll be like 27-10.
Well,
okay.
The reason that I think that Detroit can be competitive is that look, bad football teams, if they're going to show up for one game a year, projected bad football teams, they're going to show up week 1. The
Like they did
Atlantas of
last
the
year?
world.
Like they did last year.
What happened last year?
Hey, they lost a lot of one-possession games last year, especially
Who, the
towards the end of
Lions?
the season. Yes, they did. Yeah. I see
Yeah.
what you're doing, Brad. You're planting the seed. So once we do lose in week
They're
1,
gonna-
you can come
they're
back
going
on
to-
Monday night,
The Lions
September
are
12th, and be like, oh, you guys stink.
The
You were supposed
Lions
to
are
win.
an awful team. What was their record last year?
They won 4
I
games.
mean, they had the
think.
second pick in the draft, but no. And then if we don't blow them out, he's going to come on and say, "You should have blown that team out. You guys."
Yeah.
stink."
But you're only favored by 4, so win by 5, and you still cover the spread.
That's a healthy road favorite in the NFL. Still the NFL.
In week 1.
I
With that young
understand
offense,
that. But you know what? If the Rams were playing the Lions, what do you think the line would be? Like 10?
13.
That's besides.
What does that have to do with anything? The Eagles,
I'm making
they're not
I'm
playing.
making a point.
The
The
Rams are
Eagles
way better than the Eagles, so it would obviously be bigger.
But I'm just saying the Rams, not the Rams. The Eagles are a good football team this year. They're going to be better. Their defense is going to be better. Okay, they're gonna smack the Lions around. Maybe the Lions will give them a battle for a quarter and a half. But the Eagles are going to wear them down. The Eagles are still going to use that running game to wear them down, and then they're going to, in the second half, the Lions are going to be knocked down and tired, and their defense will be dead, and the Eagles should run shot will run and be able to do anything they want in the second half. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Thomas Arnone to the poll. They better.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
it should be an easy win. I mean, I don't know what. I don't get the line. The line should be a lot higher.
Let me just
But
say
if you
this.
want to win 11,
Vegas is not giving
win
the
11
Eagles
football
enough
games,
credit.
you have to take care of business in games like this.
Exactly.
You got it. I think it's going to be a dogfight next week too. Week 2 on Monday night.
Look, we can all hate on Dallas as much as we want, and even as a Giant fan, I can't stand Dallas either. So understand, but you know what? They're always good in September and October, and they're going to be winning games in September and October. So this is a game the Eagles need to win. This is a very easy, winnable game for them. Go out, don't make mistakes early, and then eventually take the crowd out of it. You're going to be running with the football a lot, whether you guys like it or not. They're still going to be running the football a lot. Okay. And then they'll mix in the pass a lot in the third and fourth quarter, because once the defense is worn down, there's going to be no stopping them. So I think they're going to have a field day with this team.
No,
the Lions just aren't good. Let's just be honest for a minute. And it's not like the Eagles and the Lions have this long lost rivalry. Okay, it's not like the Lions are playing the Bears. It's not like they're playing the Packers. Okay, it's the Eagles. It's not quite like that. It's not like a division game. I think they're gonna come out, and they're gonna come out smoking for a quarter maybe, and keep it close. I could see 7-7 in the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter. But then the Eagles, with their running game, are going to be able to wear them down, and the Lions are just not going to be able to stop them. And in the second half, that's where you're going to see it, where that running game is going to wear down their defense, and Jalen Hurts and company are going to have a field day.
Now, it seems like the popular narrative amongst our platform here at A2D Radio and other fans that we interact with in our day-to-day lives, seems like the narrative is what Jimmy was talking about, that this football team is going to throw the ball to set up the run.
No, I'm not saying
backwards way of looking at it when you have a quarterback who I don't trust at all. Pound that rock, hit him in the mouth, set the tone, pound them, and then throw the football.
So let's say we do that and we get to 11-6 this year. Maybe not even 11-6, 10-7. We win the division and we win the same exact way we won last year. And then playoff time comes, you stack the box, and you can't score anything in come playoff time because
but you have a whole season.
This is the first game. This is the first game in a long voyage.
It is the first game. You need to be able to come out proving to us that you can throw the football. I'm not trying to bash on Hurts at all. They set it up. They set it up so that he throws the football.
I don't agree.
Championship teams throw the football. That's just how it is. Look at Tom Brady. How many Super Bowls he's won over the past decade?
Okay, I hear you.
Okay, that's Tom Brady.
All right, Matt Stafford last year.
Just
When's
because
the last
they
time
take
a running football team won the championship? Hey, when's the last time the Titans or the
Jimmy,
Ravens made it to the
You want to figure it all out in week 1. That's ludicrous. That's insane.
I want to progressively throw the. It's not too much to ask a quarterback to throw the ball 28 to 30 times.
You can bring him along slowly with this offense.
Yeah, they don't need to do. They don't need to do that. They need to.
They don't need to do it until they do, and then it's too late.
But I don't think he can do it.
The middle of the season, they'll be able to do it. But I think I agree with Rob. They can't just go and do it in one week. It has to be done gradually. And he's going to have to develop a chemistry with his receivers.
I'm not asking.
If they throw the ball 50 times on Sunday, I'm going to come on Monday. I'm going to fucking freak
out.
They're
going to lose if they throw the ball 50 times. They can't throw the ball.
But that's
50
what I'm.
times.
I'm not. If Jalen
can't throw the ball 40 times, you don't want them to throw the ball 40 times. Maybe 20 to 25 times with a lot more efficiency is probably what you're going to see.
Asking your quarterback to throw the football 30 times is not ludicrous in the NFL nowadays.
No,
it's a
if you have a quarterback who's capable of doing so,
but
he still has to prove to me that he can do that.
It is when you're the best.
So give him the opportunity to do it, and if he fails, he's out. If you're 3-3, come the bye week, it's Gardner Minshew time.
And Gardner Minshew is not going to win anything.
Than me. I hate Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's good at all.
If Gardner Minshew is their quarterback, you're not going anywhere. He is not a championship quarterback.
With this offense around him, who knows? Jared Goff made it to the Super Bowl, for crying out loud. With that offense around him, with that defense around him, I mean, we have the best roster in football, if not the best.
Oh, come on! You know what? No, you're out of your mind. You think you're a better team than the Rams?
The best overall roster in football. Every single position.
Be serious, okay?
Every single position.
Stop your stupidity.
What are you talking about?
Stop your stupidity.
They have three guys.
The best players. The Rams are a better team than
Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford. Who else do they pay?
Huh? They don't have to pick up anybody.
Jalen Ramsey, they have Bobby Wagner, they have Andrew Whitworth, they have Cam Akers.
What are you, nuts?
They have Allen Robinson. The Rams are loaded.
Still in the league?
For God's sake, you gotta be kidding me. You think the Eagles have more talent than the Rams?
I'm not saying talent. I'm saying overall roster.
You're so
inside
funny.
the trenches.
And I suppose
8 deep on the offense. No. 8 deep on the offensive line. We are 8 deep, if not 9 deep on the offensive line. Best offensive line in football with depth.
Come on, Jimmy.
I'm sorry, Giants fan. I'm sorry.
Be serious.
9 deep on the offensive line.
Big
8 rotation on the defensive line.
And the Rams don't have to be 9 deep.
The fastest linebackers in the NFL. Yes. The two best. What are the 2 top 10 cornerbacks in the NFL? One of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
Matthew Stafford.
I'm not saying that our individual talent is better than their individual talent.
Yes,
if you listen to me, I'm saying that our roster is more complete than theirs.
Your roster is better than the Rams roster. Come on.
Look at it. Just look at every single position.
Is there anybody on your team that's better than Aaron Donald or Jalen Ramsey? The answer is no. Absolutely, positively
it's a 53-man sport. 22 guys play at a time.
The best players on the field all play for the Los Angeles Rams.
And how many championships do they have?
How many do you have?
We have one. How many?
5 years ago?
No.
The same players.
How many championships does Aaron Donald have? How many championships does Jalen Ramsey have? How many championships does Matt Stafford have?
The same amount as the Eagles do.
Okay. And?
Right, but that was 5
years ago. But I'm comparing players to players right now with the Eagles and the Rams.
That was 5
You're out of your mind.
That was
overall
5 years
complete
ago.
roster.
Yeah, overall,
you're out of your mind.
You've totally. Come on, man. See, this is
the Eagles are like a top 5 roster, like maybe in the NFL.
This is why I have.
Can you name me their second corner?
You guys are so clueless.
Can you name me their 2 safeties? Can you name me their second corner?
Who are the Eagles safeties?
Yeah, they're Eagles safeties.
CJ Gardner-Johnson looks pretty good. Marcus Epps makes turnovers. I'm not saying they're the best players on the roster. I'm saying overall.
Marcus Epps is.
Marcus Epps is going to have.
If you want to sit here and pound the table for Marcus Epps, be my guest. I mean,
you just asked me who
he's a below average player.
But you just asked me who the Eagles safeties are, and I answered. I asked you guys who the Rams safeties are and who the Rams second cornerback are, and you asked me who the Eagles safeties are. So I answered.
The Rams have more top-tier, top-end talent than the.
The Rams have more talent
than the Eagles. They just do.
Than any team in the league right now.
I'm optimistic about James Bradbury, but I don't know. James Bradbury was a complete bum, a complete stiff last year on the Giants.
James Bradbury was terrible last year.
Is he going to be that James Bradbury, or is he going to be Carolina James Bradbury? I have no idea.
Is he going to be
None.
James Bradbury 2 years ago, or is he going to be James Bradbury from last year?
Like, to compare this roster to rosters like the Niners and the Rams and the Bills, like, they're not on that level. They're just not. Mainly because of the quarterback.
We have probably the best slot cornerback in the league. We have 2 top 10 outside cornerbacks in the league. If
James
not top
Bradbury
10,
is not a top 10 corner in the league.
Top 15. Top 15. Name me 10 better cornerbacks than James Bradbury.
Based on what? He signed a big contract from Carolina to New York.
And you name me 10 better cornerbacks.
And got himself cut. You're putting him in the top 15 in the league at his position.
You name me 10 other cornerbacks that are better than him? Because you're saying it with a lot of confidence that he isn't. So who are the other top 10?
I'm telling you that he stinks now, okay?
Because you watched the Giants for 17 games last year. You're going to say everybody stinks.
Huh? He was getting Let me tell you something, okay? Mike Evans was beating him like a bitch 2 years ago, okay? He had 7 catches in the first half for 3 touchdowns against them. They had to get Bradbury off of him because it was embarrassing already. So don't give me that. Don't even try to go there.
And like, do you really want me to name 10 corners better than James fucking Bradbury right now?
In the middle of the football season, I'll be able to do that. Okay.
Tre'Davious White, Stephon Gilmore, Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, J.C. Jackson.
Xavier Howard?
Better than James Bradbury? We're talking about James Bradbury, not Darius Slay.
No,
and you can add Darius Slay to that list too. Kyle Fuller on Washington. Better than James Bradbury? You wouldn't. If Washington calls you up right now and says, we'll give you Kyle Fuller for James Bradbury, you're saying no?
You're going to the airport to pick him up.
I'm saying he's a number 2 corner.
Yeah, okay. But he's no good anymore. Do you understand that?
He was on the Giants. He was the only player on that Giants defense.
Yeah, I agree with that statement, but I have to see him be good before I make him a top 10, top 15 corner in the league and be able to rely on him week in and week out.
He is a good player. That's why you got that contract.
How about being a good player and not being so shitty last year? He was terrible last year.
He got signed as a top 15 quarterback on a horrible team. Now he's on a good team. So what makes you think he's not going to play like that again?
He still stinks.
Because you saw him as a Giant last year for 17 games.
That's correct.
All the time, Jimmy. We see it all the time in sports. These guys, they work hard to get paid, and then they fall off. They lose that hunger.
The Eagles roster
is that James Bradbury? I hope not.
The Eagles roster is as good. Wait a minute. Hey, Jimmy. Let's be honest. Okay, the Eagles roster. Everybody on the roster is an all-pro. So I mean, nobody can beat the Eagles, right?
That's what national media is saying.
That's how stupid
that is what national media is saying, and they hate on us every single year.
Come on now, stop it. I mean,
they have a good roster.
They have a
better roster than the Rams.
They have a better roster than the Cowboys. I'll give you that.
You still yet to name me the 2 safeties on the LA Rams, and their second corner and their slot corner.
Huh?
And
who's better than Jalen Ramsey? Who's better?
There is not a better corner on our roster than Jalen Ramsey, but that does not make them a better roster than the Philadelphia.
So if the Eagles and the Rams played Sunday,
you're picking the Eagles by at least 2 touchdowns. At least
2 touchdowns. So now you're hating.
That's what he's basically saying.
Well, answer, Jimmy.
You want to know why I can't take?
So if the Eagles played, hold on, let him answer. If the Eagles and the Rams played on Sunday, Jimmy, you're saying
people are projecting
Eagles win
to go to the NFC Championship game because of how complete our roster is.
Who's projecting that?
I mean, national media is doing it. Chris Sims is making us the top seed in the NFC. I know we don't like Chris Sims, but he's a national media guy. And then everybody else in the Delaware Valley is projecting us to win at least 1 playoff game, if not 2.
He's a retard. Yeah, they'll win 1 playoff game. Big deal. Rams.
Okay. And if we get the number 1 seed, if we win 1 playoff game, that's NFC Championship. That's us in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, and then you'll lose.
Yes or no?
To the Rams, and they'll lose to the Rams.
See, I don't know about that.
I'm not.
We're better in the trenches. No. Just because they have 1 guy, does that mean they are better in the trenches than us?
They're better than the trench. They're better in the trenches. Yeah. Anybody better than Aaron Donald? No.
Our guards can keep up with Aaron. Every time Aaron Donald plays the Eagles, we shut him down. Every single time we play the Rams over the past 4 years, we shut down Aaron Donald.
Yeah,
watch the Eagles game, Brad. All right.
Twice.
All right. And
Did they do it in the playoffs?
we don't play them in the playoffs.
You're lucky. Didn't
Yeah,
play
we're
in
never
the playoffs.
around long enough to figure it out against a team like the Rams because we get
Tampa
fucking
Bay-
smoked because they
Tampa
don't have a
Bay was
quarterback.
laughing at how bad you guys were last year, and your offensive line is basically the same against a real team. Okay, like the Rams, you're not going to be as effective. Sorry, it just doesn't work that way. But for you to sit there and tell me your roster is better than the Rams, I mean, seriously, you sound like a typical Philadelphia fan that thinks every player on every team is an All-Pro or an All-Star. I mean, come on now.
Have you been listening
some
to me the past
Go
two
to the
Eagles
store and
seasons?
get some credibility. Go to the store and get some credibility, please.
Have you been listening to me the past two Eagles seasons?
Huh?
Because I projected right over the past two Eagles seasons what our
Mhm.
record's been and how we were going to pan out and what our roster looked like and how shitty we looked like.
All right,
and
so
I was
how good
right
are they going to
on
be
all
this
two
year,
seasons.
Mr. Fucking
Well, when the
Genius
Rams-
with the crystal
When
ball?
the Rams play the Eagles, okay, how many points are the Eagles going to be favored by? Oh, at least 2 touchdowns. The way you're talking.
It'll probably be a 3-point spread, depending where we are. If we're home, it'll be 3 points in our favor. If we're at LA, it'll probably be 3 points in their favor.
No, it'll be more like 6 points if they're home, and then they'll probably be 3 points. The Eagles will be the underdogs in both places.
I can kind of
You know
see where
why?
Jimmy's coming from when he's talking about on paper, but we
The
don't
game's
know what
not
we have on paper.
Played.
Who
on
cares
paper.
about
But
paper?
we're talking
You
about
guys-
rosters, and the rosters are on paper right now. That is what we're talking about. That's all we can talk about right
Your-
now because there's
your
no
paper-
games.
All right,
First
how
of all-
good are the Eagles going to be this year, Jimmy? What's the
11-6.
record? How far are they going?
11-6, win the division, win a playoff
Oh.
game.
11-6. You mean they're not going to be 17-0? I mean, their roster is the best roster in the league. Come on, 17-0. The whole team, all pros.
It's about chemistry. I don't know. There's been teams. I mean, the damn Giants beat the perfect Patriots that season.
Well, the Giants also had an opportunity to get a crack at them the last week of the season, and then were able to make adjustments too.
Brad is salivating over that comparison right there.
Huh? There's
Over
a
that flashback from the
Yeah.
That's
past.
all he's got.
No, because that's right. Right now I do, because I know we're not winning more than 3 games this year. So, lose for Bryce.
Bryce
But come
Young
on,
stinks.
Jimmy. I think that the Eagles are going to win the division. They may even win a playoff game. But to think that they are better than the Rams or Tampa right now, come on, you're going to have to prove that.
I don't know what you guys listen to or watch or do like during the week, but if you don't hear the buzz around this Eagles team, I don't know what else to say. They are
Well,
one of the best rosters in
I don't hear
football.
the buzz around the Eagles team because I can't stand the Eagles. I'm a Giant fan, so I don't care about the buzz around
All
the
right,
Eagles.
so
I'm just
this
giving you
argument
my
makes
honest
sense to me
opinion.
now.
No, I'm just giving
Your
you-
argument
I'm
makes sense
giving
to
you
me
my
now.
opinion because you were 9-8 last year, and you picked up a bunch of old players with the exception
Old players,
Yeah,
old
their
players.
defense- your defense is old. Okay,
Are you
So
kidding
don't-
me right now?
Your defense is old.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson he's in
Fletcher
his
Cox?
third year of the draft right now.
Fletcher
I don't know.
Cox?
Forget about Fletcher Cox right now.
Oh,
Gordon-
okay. So they're
He's not going to be a main
players.
piece on the defense.
Yeah, he's
If they want to
gonna
be
be a
good, if they want to have a
rotational
good
defensive-
defense, he better be.
I mean, Fletcher Cox is a key member of their team, so don't tell me he's not old.
He had
Okay,
to-
Darius Slay is no kid either.
Darius Slay was one of the best quarterbacks in football last year.
That was
So
last
if we want to sit here and shit on
That was
Darius
last
Slay, be
year.
my guest. Like everybody
That was-
on this panel has an
That was
agenda, I
last
guess.
year. That was last year.
I'm being truthful with you when I tell you this Eagles roster is one of the best in football. It's not even close. Me and John had a
That's
conversation
not
about
what
this
you
on
said.
Wednesday.
That's not
That's
what you
not what
said.
you
You said they
said.
were the best roster in football.
said they had
And
the
me
best
and
roster.
Brad disagree.
One of the best, top 3.
Okay,
They are
one
better
of-
than
Now
the
you're
Rams.
top 3. Now you're changing.
Yeah,
Now I
you're
can agree
changing
with
it
that.
already.
I can
No,
agree with
no,
top
no,
3,
no,
top
no.
5.
Top 3. So I'm saying there 2. It's the Bills
So
and
is
then
it
the
the
Eagles.
best or is it top 3?
The
Or
Bills
is it top
roster
5?
is the
Or
best
it
in
top
football.
10?
The Bills roster is the best in football. The Eagles are the best in the NFC. And don't give
I
me
don't agree
Tampa
with you. I
Bay.
think the
Don't give me
Niners are
Tampa
better.
Bay because you want to talk about an old roster. There's an
Second-
old roster for you right
third-
there, Brad.
third or fourth,
That's
maybe. They're good, but more like third or fourth, to be honest with you. And they're gonna get a chance to prove it. When they play Dallas, let's not have them score 40 points twice against you.
It's a new
Okay.
year. It's a
That'll
new
be-
roster.
Okay. Well, let's see how well they play together.
Like,
You don't know
bring up our starters from last year and compare them to this year's starters.
Yeah,
I'd
they
be
have a better
fascinated.
team than last year.
They have a
How
team
better?
than last
How
year.
better? Like
Well, I
way,
have them
way
going
better.
from 9 wins to 11
I
wins.
think they're gonna get
So
11
two more.
wins.
They added 2 wins in the offseason, which is kind of significant.
Yeah, that's
Very
a lot.
significant. And you laugh at 11-6. 11-6 nowadays.
I
That
predicted
was
the
11-5
same
back in the
record at
day.
the top of the show.
Yeah, 11-6.
Okay, but they could be 11-6 and still have a top 2 roster in the league.
Yeah.
Well,
I just don't agree. Well,
I don't
first
know
you said
about
they were the
that.
best roster in the league, which I disagreed with. Now they're top 3, and now
They're
we're
the best
going
in the
top 5,
NFC.
which those statements I can get on board with.
Do they have a high ceiling? Yeah, they do. I would agree with that. They have the potential to possibly be the best roster in the league.
And that's why you have to take what
then
Chris Sims
okay.
and Peter King stay with, because they're throwing shit at the wall based on upside, which is fine. We do the same thing here on our platform,
Exactly.
but you have to take it with a grain of salt.
But you can't sit here and say that before the first game is played, they have the best roster in football. Come on.
All right, forget that.
Gotta be
They have a
kidding.
better roster than the Rams. The
I
Rams
don't
are
agree.
very top heavy, very, very top heavy. And you guys have still yet to give me who is playing next to Bobby Wagner, who's playing next to Jalen Ramsey or opposite of Jalen Ramsey, who's playing behind Jalen Ramsey, who's playing next to Aaron Donald.
I mean,
If Aaron
Taylor
Donald-
Rapp
I feel
and Jordan Fuller are pretty good safeties. Leonard Floyd's an outstanding linebacker. Like you look at the offensive side of the ball, they have 2 running backs that are better than anybody on the Eagles roster, and Darnell Henderson and Cam Akers. They have a tight end in Higbee who's pretty good. They have Allen Robinson, Cooper Kupp, and Van Jefferson. Maybe we can call that a wash. Maybe.
Allen Robinson hasn't done anything in 2 years. Our receiver.
Well, you want to say Bradbury's going to rebound because he's on the stinky Giants. Now he's coming to a good team. Allen Robinson was on the Bears. That's where receivers go to die. Now he's going with Sean McVay and sunny Los Angeles on the Super Bowl champs. So you don't think that's going to create a bump for Allen Robinson? Allen Robinson's a solid football player.
No, that will. I think they're
for Odell Beckham.
And Odell's going to sign there. That's like the biggest unwritten secret in the history.
But I feel like
unwritten
the Rams defense, if Aaron Donald gets hurt, that defense isn't
their
good
depth?
anymore.
Where's their depth?
Any team,
Well,
any
What happens if somebody goes down?
team whose defense gets banged up is gonna be in trouble. I mean, that's
Yeah,
just,
and if
it's
Darius
just-
Slay
That's
gets
why I'm
hurt.
saying our roster is better than theirs because they're too top heavy with their contracts. Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford, Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald.
they're also
All
the
those
best
guys
players
have
in the NFL.
very, very, very big contracts, and Mr. Matt Stafford may need Tommy John surgery allegedly. So who knows? He was on a pitch count throughout the offseason.
Matt Stafford could throw left-handed the whole season, and I would still take him over Jalen Hurts.
Now you're hating,
That's the
and I'm
truth.
not a Jalen guy, but now you're hating.
Come on.
He
I mean,
can't throw.
still-
I mean, neither can throw. Matt Stafford probably can't throw very good with his left hand, and Jalen Hurts, I can't even throw that good with his right hand.
You guys,
Jalen Hurts has to show me before I give him any type of praise.
So
on
let him
this
throw the
program.
ball 30 times a game. So let him throw the ball.
But then they're gonna lose, Jimmy.
That's fine. Go use your assets to get a quarterback.
No,
and
I'm
you
not
have a
throwing away
monster
games.
roster.
So you're
I'm not
gonna
throwing away
you're
games
gonna
so I
blow
can win a
the
dick
season.
measuring contest on A2D radio. I'm not doing it.
We can't go and add
not-
AJ Brown and not throw the ball. We
Thank
can't
you.
go and add AJ Brown. We
gotta
know
throw-
Jalen Hurts can run the ball. We know guys
We
can
know-
run the ball. We know our
I didn't
offensive
say
line.
don't throw the ball. I said
You
don't
all-
throw the ball too much and establish the run first. Totally different.
Exactly. That's the whole point. And Jalen Hurts with the short and medium passes is pretty good. It's throwing the ball more than 20 yards that's a problem with him. He throws wounded ducks. That's the problem. He doesn't have a strong enough arm, but especially if he's running to his right, he's very accurate and he can throw the ball pretty hard. Okay,
Right.
that is his strength. But you know what? A lot of teams know to make him go to his left because his arm is weak, and that's what they
And
kind of
then
make him do. Now, but if they're running the ball, they don't have to worry about that.
Well, if they didn't know to force him left, all they have to do is throw on the Tampa Bay Buccaneer playoff game where the entire Tampa Bay organization was laughing at our supposed franchise quarterback on the sidelines in a playoff game. Game was over before it started because
and
Jalen
that's-
Hurts wasn't good enough.
And that is why you need to throw the ball against this weak schedule so that when playoff time does come and you play good teams, he is warmed up enough. The offense is warmed up enough to be able to throw the football when you need to. The game is about rhythm. The game is about rhythm.
Then you won't win the division, and you'll be playing all your playoff games on the road. So you can't do that either. You got to win the division. You got to get.
You can't run the football and win in the playoffs unless your defense is the 1985 Bears. You can't run and win in the NFL. You can't do it, especially not with these quarterbacks nowadays.
Let's get to some comments here. A lot of people checking in.
You have to have both, unless you're Tom Brady, who basically uses.
And that's why I'm saying throw the football 30 times against the Lions if they're going to be that much of a cakewalk. That's why I'm saying do it against the Washington Commanders if you think they're going to suck because they have Carson Wentz. Throw the football. Let him get into some rhythm.
That would be a mistake against the Washington Commanders.
Okay, so you're telling me, Jimmy, any game they lose because they get throw happy and Jalen Hurts sucks, you're not going to come on and be mad that they lost because you have to figure out about Jalen Hurts. Is that
I need to know if he improved his arm strength, improved his arm talent. It's not about strength. It's about arm talent. It's about throwing guys open maybe sometimes.
Arm talent is something you have or you don't, and I don't think Jalen Hurts has it. I don't think that's something you develop.
So then he shouldn't be the quarterback then.
No fucking shit, Jimmy.
He shouldn't have built a roster then, a passing roster around this guy then. But they did. So you got to be able to lose. I'm not trying to lose. You guys are just putting it into the atmosphere that he just can't throw the football. We haven't seen him play with A.J. Brown yet.
Okay.
You got A.J. Brown. Ryan Tannehill was a decent quarterback with A.J. Brown. So why can't you throw the football?
Ryan Tannehill has a much better arm.
I would trade Jalen Hurts for Ryan Tannehill in 5 seconds.
All right. Maybe I would do it too, but we're not going to do that. He's our quarterback. We have to ride with him. We have to make sure to open up this playbook for him. We can't limit this offense again, or we're just going to get blown out in the first round once again.
You have to RPO so that you can open up the game so that he can get time to throw and that he can do play action passes and so that he has time to throw the ball and find open receivers. They've got to do that. They've got to establish the run because that's their strength. That's what got them. That's what got them where they went to last year. When he was throwing the ball at the beginning of the season, you guys were struggling. Once you stopped doing that, Sirianni had to change the team. Don't you remember?
No, we started winning football games because we were playing Garrett Gilbert and Jake from State Farm. That's why we were winning.
Well, that was part of it. The main reason we started winning was because Nick Sirianni gave up play calling duties to Shane Steckler, our offensive coordinator, and Shane Steckler adopted a run-first offense that fit Jalen Hurts' skill set.
Yeah, and that didn't get us anywhere in the playoffs. And then they went out.
Because Jalen Hurts isn't good.
But they went out this offseason and built a passing offense. They're not just going to gloss over that fact.
How did they build a passing offense if they still have a quarterback who can't throw?
Because they signed Dallas Goedert for $46 million. They drafted Devontae Smith, a Heisman-winning wide receiver, last year. They went out and traded for A.J. Brown. They continued to build up this offensive line, strong tackles on the left and right side. They went out and got Nick Sirianni, who was a wide receiving coach. He was a wide receivers coach. They want to throw the football, and that's what they should, and that's what they are going to do.
And that's
you can't go into this season tiptoeing around the fact that, oh my God, we're going to run the ball 65% of the time. They need to go 60-40 past the football this year.
I think it's going to be
more. That's a recipe for success with this quarterback. I just don't.
And it may not. So then this season's a wash. Maybe you win the division. Maybe you win a playoff game. And then you go out and get your quarterback this offseason.
With all the talent you have on this team right now, you can't throw the season away. You have a playoff.
Make it work around Jalen Hurts.
But you guys are just saying that we're going to
season to prove himself. Really is. So.
If you can't at least get to the second round of the playoffs this year, that's a bitter disappointment right now. And if you're going to bring in a new quarterback, what are you going to do? Try to draft a rookie quarterback for a team that's ready to win now?
No, you go out and get a Jimmy Garoppolo. You go out and get a Derek Carr if they don't make it out of the West.
Why would the Raiders give up Derek Carr?
If they don't make it out of the West, they'll get rid of him. That division is crazy.
Why would they do that?
Why are they getting
the same reason we're getting rid of Jalen Hurts?
Stop it. Are we really comparing Derek Carr and Jalen Hurts? Derek Carr is a stud.
Derek Carr is a
stud.
He hasn't done
Derek
anything.
Carr, the last
Right.
2 seasons, has been outstanding.
All right, I'm just throwing out names. Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins. You don't need to go get a rookie quarterback. You could get a guy that's proven in the NFL. I'm sorry if I ruffled some feathers by saying Derek Carr. But if he doesn't make it out of the West this year, he may very well be out of Oakland or
So
Las
they just
Vegas,
signed him to
wherever the
a
hell he is.
4-year, $123 million extension. They're in the most loaded division in NFL history, and if he doesn't win the West, he's out.
Not saying win the West. I'm saying make it out of the AF or make it into the wild or make it into the playoffs.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to make the playoffs because their offensive line's not good enough.
Okay, and he might be the scapegoat, and they may want to get assets for him. And we have assets to get a quarterback like that.
I wish you were GM so that could happen, but that's not going to happen.
Good luck with that.
At
Kirk
all.
Cousins, I don't think you want Kirk Cousins either, to be honest with you. Kirk Cousins has receivers that are just as good as yours, and what has he done with them?
Is he better than Jalen Hurts?
Kirk Cousins, yes.
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
Who has been his head coach for the past 5 seasons?
A very stupid man.
A defensive-minded head coach who was hell-bent on just running the football.
Right.
Right. Because
he's finally in a passing offense this year. And if he's still average or he is good and the defense isn't good enough and they go 9-8 or 10-7, they make it to the playoffs and they lose, they may want to get rid of him. They may not think he's the guy.
That's an actual realistic option because he's only under contract for 1 year.
And
he's a free agent after this year.
And he's also on very shaky ground right now in Minnesota, Kirk Cousins.
But that's besides the point. That is besides the point. This is Jalen Hurts' football team. They gave him the keys. He's a quarterback. Quarterbacks throw the football. You can't run the football the way you ran last year and expect to make it out of the first round of the playoffs. You can't do it.
You need to You're thinking about playoffs already. It's September 5th.
Everybody's locking them in to go to the playoffs. Most of the people are locking them to win the division.
Correct, but that doesn't mean I have to see Jalen Hurts go 25 for 30 in the first game and just abandon the run in September.
I'm not saying to abandon the run. You can still run the football.
You
establish that run game, and then you go into play action. You go into your RPOs.
Remember, in the Northeast, you also have to run the football. It's a little different. It's a little different playing here. You know that. That's why the Eagles have such an advantage when they have a good offensive line because they can run the football in the cold. They can run the football in bad weather. That's an advantage for you.
Here's my last point on it. Nick Foles during our Super Bowl run looked absolutely atrocious during those first few games that he stepped in for Carson. But they didn't just abandon the passing game. They established a run game, and then they went to the RPOs, and then they went to the play action, and Nick Foles was making throws. He damn near had a freaking shootout with the greatest quarterback of all time. And they continued to throw the football. They threw the football against Atlanta in the divisional round. They threw the football in the NFC Championship against Minnesota. They stuck with the passing game because that's what wins Super Bowls. Not this rink-dink, we're going to run all down your throat, because you can't do that because they're going to stack the box come playoff time.
I mean, okay, but if your argument is the biggest anomaly in NFL history, that's what Nick Foles was that year, an anomaly. It was a freak accident that the Eagles won the Super Bowl that year.
He also 1 year had 27 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions. So, I mean, Nick Foles has it in him to show some greatness at times. There's no question about that. I mean, he did that, and he had a great year with the Eagles, and then he had a great playoff run.
All right, let's get to some comments here. Infamous Paco, Hurts season. So I guess we know where he falls on Jalen Hurts. Cameron Worsley, can the Eagles go all the way? If everything goes right, the sky's the limit for this team. I just don't believe in the quarterback. So I have them going 11-6. We laid this out a few weeks ago. I have the football team going 11-6. I have them either playing Green Bay or Los Angeles in the wild card round at home, and I don't think that's going to go well. Well, can they? Sure. Anything can happen. The Bengals were projected to be the worst team in the league last year, and they went to the Super Bowl and almost won. So anything can happen. Jay Friel, what's up, boys? Easy agree for me. We'll start off the season with a W. There's a good one from Jock Talk. Who will score the Eagles' first touchdown?
Jalen Hurts.
Okay, a little run action.
Run 1 yard run in.
I mean, that was their goal
I
line.
wouldn't doubt that.
It's not a bad pick. It's not a bad prediction.
Because
that was their red. Miles Sanders didn't score a touchdown last year
Yeah.
because every time they got in the red zone, they would just do.
But Jalen Hurts is tough to stop on the
QB
white
draw.
line.
And Kenny Gainwell too, or Kenny Gainwell.
It's
Jeez.
tough to stop
Love
him.
Kenny Gainwell.
Stop him from 1 yard out because he's so fast.
I'm gonna say AJ Brown. I remember last year during opening week, they were feeding Devontae, and I think Devontae had our first touchdown. He was like everybody's new shiny toy. I think they're gonna do the same exact thing with AJ Brown this year. I think he'll score the first touchdown.
I'll
see what that
go
prop bet is.
I think it's going to be the first of many. I think.
first TD. I'll go. I'll go Goddard. Just a
Goddard.
solid.
I could see Goddard too. Yeah.
Just a solid. How about
Seam route right down the middle.
something like that?
How about
Hopefully Jalen
Boston
sees him
Scott?
and he can hit it.
Boston Scott.
He
I love
only does
Boston.
good against. Brad doesn't understand that Boston Scott only shreds the Giants and then he's inactive in the other games. He doesn't do anything, Brad. Tom Arnaud, we touched on him. John Addick, he agrees. I think this offense is going to be very schemed for Hurts to be successful. A lot of planning and player-specific plays for the first game of the year is an easy win.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last year against Atlanta, and then after Atlanta, they continued to try and go for that game plan, and it wasn't working because he couldn't throw the football. Let's see if something changes this year. That's my whole point.
Our boy from Maryland, Wahoo 56, Chase's friend. Yeah, we remember you, Wahoo. He agrees. He's got the Birds winning. Bryce Blackwell's in the house. Lions have talent, but we should win and put up 30.
Are we going for the
Now I'm
over?
getting nervous. Each comment I read, this is easy, 30 points, this, that, the other, it makes me more nervous.
Rob, you guys are going to roll the Lions.
So here's
You're
my
a very
only.
good football team. You are going to roll the Lions. The Lions are not good.
I just have a question for all of us. I'll ask it, and then we can just go around. Do you think expectation, like we all see that expectations usually doesn't go in Philadelphia's favor? Do you think these high expectations are going to ruin us, or do you think we're like expecting the right thing to happen and it will happen?
No, I think all the expectations are fair.
They are
smart fans have fair expectations.
They
I haven't seen one fan that I consider smart saying this team is Super Bowl city.
Yeah. I mean, I think when I say that I think we have the best roster, I just think overall completeness when it comes to depth, when it comes to the 53rd man, I think we have the best roster in the NFC. But the quarterback is what wins you games. The passing game is what wins us games.
If you want to say the deepest roster, that may be one thing. Best roster, no.
Deepest
roster, maybe. That there's a difference between deepest and best.
Yeah, but I think they're both.
I mean, if we had Patrick Mahomes on the Eagles, would we be the best team just because of the quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would we be the best roster?
And we didn't have to sacrifice anything and just add in Patrick Mahomes?
Actually, yeah, you would.
They probably wouldn't lose a game.
Yeah, probably not.
I was just asking.
Yeah, no.
I was just asking thoughts.
Yeah, if you had a franchise quarterback that's like one
that?
of the top 8 in the league.
If you give me Jimmy Garoppolo, we are the best roster in football. That includes the Bills. If we have a Jimmy Garoppolo, we are the best roster.
Jimmy Garoppolo's not good enough to. Jimmy Garoppolo's not good enough.
I don't know. All Jimmy Garoppolo does is go to the NFC Championship game.
I know.
All he does.
I know.
He wins football.
Gets benched. Can't find a trade partner.
He doesn't make mistakes. That's the thing. He doesn't fumble the ball. He doesn't throw interceptions. He's just.
Shit, we might trade for him if Hurts ain't doing his thing. We might trade for him.
He might be the guy that will be wearing number 10 in midnight green next year. He might be that guy.
Oh.
And then we might be talking best roster, including the Bills.
Vester Lettuce Toke. Good one. Lions have a better QB that can throw the ball. So there's a
That's a
detractor.
Hot take.
Hot
take on Jared.
I am probably the least Jalen Hurts guy on our whole. We have like 25 shows here on A2D Radio. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn those notifications on. I don't think
he did make the Super Bowl
because of their defense.
Because of their defense, yeah. But still,
nobody is more critical of Jalen Hurts on this platform than me. No one believes in him less than me. and I still think he's better than Jared Goff.
I agree
So
too.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with
with
Jared
that.
Goff over Jalen Hurts at all. Brian Daly's in the house. Totally agree with Paul, but I don't think it's going to be much of a cakewalk as people think. That's kind of where I'm at with the game. I'm picking like 24-20, something like that.
The line's only 4.
Do you think they cover? So the line is 4, so you'd say they cover.
No, I would if I had to. I'm not. First off, I'm not going to bet. I'm not betting on the Eagles for or against this year. I'm done with it.
Well, I don't know about this year, but I'm not doing it in week 1.
I'm done with it.
I would. If I was betting, I'd bet on the Eagles this week.
If you held the gun to my head, I would take the 4.
I'm absolutely betting on the Eagles. I'm betting on. I've never placed a sports bet in my life. Haven't placed one, but I would put money on the Eagles covering 4. Absolutely.
Okay, the over/under for the Eagles, by the way.
That's what I was going to ask.
48?
9.5. No, for the season.
For season wins. Yeah, Brad wants to get into the season win totals.
For the over/under for the Eagles, 9.5.
We get to play the Giants and the Redskins.
Slam the over.
Give me it.
I'll take the over.
That is the easiest over I've ever seen.
Of all time, probably.
Yeah, they're probably going to win 5 out of 6 in the division, most likely. I give them a split against the Cowboys and sweep the Giants and the Commanders, so that's probably going to be 5-1. So I mean, it won't take much more. You need 5 more wins to get over 9.5, and you're playing the Lions right there. So now it's down to 4. Now you need 4.5. I'm sorry. Now you need 4 wins. So
I think the Cowboys are going to be a disaster.
Yeah,
I think that they're just a disaster waiting to happen.
I don't know.
Tyron Smith, he's like the best left tackle in the league. He's out the whole season.
That's a big loss.
They signed Jason Peters today.
Yeah, that's bad. He's a parking cone at this point in his career.
No,
he's very bad at football right now.
Like,
yeah, but he's 100 years old. I mean,
oh yeah.
They have CeeDee Lamb and Schultz for Dak, but
he lost a lot of legacy points by the way he like jerked us around in the last few years here in Philadelphia.
He's just trying to get as much money as he could.
Yeah, that was bad luck.
I feel like this game is going to be like
why do you have such a problem with him getting as much money as he can in contract negotiations?
Because he made more money than God. Because he was a professional athlete. He made more money than God. Yeah. And then the last 3 years of his like Eagles tenure at left tackle, he was probably one of the worst left tackles in football. So they were like, "Hey, we'll convert you to right guard." And then the second our left tackle goes down, we ask him to slide over, and he wants more money. Go screw yourself, dude.
Fucking right, dude.
No, that's fuck that. The dude sucked at left tackle. He's lucky he had a freaking job.
Then they should have went out and got someone else.
That's fine.
I'll never hate on anybody for maximizing their salary.
Yeah, no, I'm out on that. You're a professional athlete. You have more money than God.
You don't have more money.
You're just a team player, Jim. You're a team player.
I am a team. Some people call me Tom Brady. That's just
I'm a team.
Take less
I'm a
money
team.
for
Me.
more
Pay cuts, man.
Me. If I was James Harden, I would say I would have went Daryl Morey's face and said, "Max me out or trade me." I'm not playing for this 2-year bullshit. Max me out or trade me.
He would have traded him in a second, I think.
Yeah, but
no, he wouldn't because he's obsessed with them.
The problem isn't about taking more money. The money wasn't in his lap. He actually had the nerve to go to them and say, "Give me more money if you're going to move me to left tackle." Like, did you see yourself play left tackle in those last few seasons? You got a quarterback killed.
Well, the Eagles saw him and they still asked him to move.
Yes.
Yeah. He already won his championship. I feel like once a lot of players win their championship, they want to get their money. And you see it with a lot of teams.
That's true.
I think most players, with a few exceptions, like Brady and guys like that, they want their money over championships. Look, we sit on here and we say, "Oh, I would sacrifice anything to win. I want my legacy." I feel like most pro athletes don't have that mentality at all.
Nah.
They want their money, and that's it.
You could have a great legacy, but not be getting a good pay.
I mean, you just saw Fletcher Cox do it. I mean, he got out of that monster deal, and then he came back and signed another deal for 1 year.
That's because he wants to win. That's what you want on your team. You want players who want to take pay cuts.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's more players like Fletcher Cox that will do that.
Fletcher Cox also isn't in prime.
And he's been here since his rookie season.
Jason
Brady
Peters
did
wasn't
that.
in his prime when he asked for more money when he had to move over to left tackle. I would have
But
cut
they
him.
asked him to change positions, which gave him leverage.
I would have cut him.
Perceived leverage.
I would have said, "Get out of my office."
That's fine. Then you burn
Brady-
the bridge and you don't have a left tackle.
That
Brady
he didn't have a
did
left
that
tackle
for all those
anybody.
years, too.
Anyway, it was guaranteed that man was going to the sideline at least 4 times in a game.
That's true.
Bryce Blackwell, Jalen Hurts got to do it this year. If not, we'll be drafting a QB or trading for someone. Yeah, because Gardner
That's true.
Minshew, I agree with him. Yeah, he's not the answer either.
You're not going to win a championship with him. At this point, the Eagles want to. The goal this year is to at least win one playoff game. Okay, Next year is your year to win the Super Bowl.
John.
That's just how it is. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do at this point.
John Addick, if Bradbury kills it at the second quarter, our picks work out. Yes, we can be as good a team as the Rams. Our QB has legs.
Yeah, but QBs need to have arms.
Yeah.
Robert Griffin Jr. had legs too, and what did it get him?
No legs.
Yeah, exactly. He ended up getting hurt. That's the problem with quarterbacks that run too much. They all eventually get hurt if they run too much. It's just the way it is in the NFL. You don't want to do that unless you're Michael Vick and you're smart and you can beat everybody out of bounds all the time.
Do you guys want to do spreads for week 1? Make some betting predictions for week 1. Go through the slate.
Let's do it. I got some games.
All right, you want to start Thursday night?
Yes, sir. I'm hammering the Bills.
See, I got Rams outright. I think the Rams are gonna come out. I always see that these Super Bowl teams that they still may have a Super Bowl high, but they end up coming out week 1, that Thursday night football game, and they usually win. I mean, we saw it.
Fade. I fade ring ceremonies. I fade jersey retirements. If there's a ceremony before the game, whichever team's having the ceremony, I always bet the other side. Rams are getting their rings. I'm taking the Bills. I think the Bills are better. It's one of my favorite plays of week 1.
And it goes along with the wanting to win. Do you think all these Ram players still want to win? Like, obviously some of them do, but the Bills they're hungry. They're a hungry team.
I mean, the Rams were talking about half their team was talking about retiring. McVay was talking about hanging up the headset.
Yeah, going to Amazon.
Aaron Donald was talking about hanging up.
The Bills are a 2.5 point favorite on the road.
That's crazy.
That's correct.
Yeah, I'm going Rams outright, and I think we go over 52.5. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think if Buffalo's playing, give me the over.
Yeah,
52.5 is a big number though, but I think we will reach.
Yeah, but Buffalo's going to get third, even against a good defense like the Rams on the road.
They're still going to get their 30 points.
I feel like it might be an underwhelming game to be quite serious. It might be an underwhelming.
Maybe it'll be but I'm not betting on Matt Stafford and Josh Allen under anything.
Yeah, I think we're going 31-24 maybe. I think both teams have to get at least 24 points.
What's
and the
that,
winner
55?
Yeah.
That's that's about right.
I'm thinking that. And I think it's going to be the Rams. I think Stafford and Kupp show up. Like you said, Allen Robinson's a big addition. Their running backs are hobbling coming into the season, and Henderson and Cam Akers.
But they use a committee there, so they'll keep them fresh.
So, yeah, I got Rams outright. And I'm slamming the over.
All right, we'll get the Sunday. You can just run through them, Jimmy.
All right. Nobody cares about the 49ers and Bears. We already talked about the Eagles and Lions. Let's go Steelers and Bengals because I thought this was interesting. Steelers at Bengals. I think the Bengals have a little bit of a Super Bowl run high, and I think the Steelers are going to cover the 6.5. I think that just the Bengals are going to come out. That it's going to be that building's going to be on fire. But we always know how the AFC North, there's always tough fought games. I think that's going to be a 3-point game.
Yeah, I'm right with you. That's one of the one. I have 6 games started up on DraftKings app here. That's one of them. I really like the Steelers plus 6.5. They're a really good football team.
I love that.
Yep. So they got Mitch playing, right? Mitch is going to be
Did they name that officially yet?
I think he's going to be the star. They have not named it officially.
Who is the quarterback for them? Pickett or Mitch? I haven't heard anything.
I think it's Mitch for now.
I think it'll be Mitch.
I think Mitch is underrated.
Yeah, I think he's a very underrated quarterback.
He's a Jimmy Garoppolo type.
I think he'll be better. I think he'll be better than Ben Roethlisberger was last year.
Let me tell you something. If they want Sam Pickett to be their guy next year, and Trubisky's going to be on his way out, and Hurts doesn't pan out the way we want him to be, I'm all in for getting a Mitch Trubisky for a cheap price.
Mitch Trubisky took Matt Nagy's stinky offensive scheme to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Twice.
But their defense was also really good as well.
And our defense is really good.
You need a team, especially, if their idiot kicker makes that kick and sends the Eagles home like he should have, who knows? Mitch Trubisky's probably starting for the Bears on Sunday.
That's honestly true. That's probably true.
But yeah, I think that's way too.
I think 6.5 points is too much to give Pittsburgh.
It's a lot. Division rivalry.
Yeah, Pittsburgh will keep. I mean, if Pittsburgh, first of all, Pittsburgh could win the game.
So Rodney
could win the game outright. Anytime you think a team can win a game outright, and you're giving them 6.5 points, that's a solid bet.
Rodney says that Mitch was named the starter. So
okay.
That's for how you see it. And a lot of people are saying hell no to Mitch on this roster. I mean, I don't know.
Hell no.
Okay, let's talk. Let's revisit that topic in November because I think people, if the Steelers, people might change their tune on Mitch.
Steelers might be a sneaky link to make the playoffs. I don't know what their odds are to make the playoffs.
The AFC is chaos.
Yeah, so they could be one of those 7 seeds.
You can pick 10 teams to make the playoffs, and you can make a legitimate argument for all of them.
Yeah. All right. Evan, what do you think about the Steelers Bengals?
I would say Bengals.
You think they're going to win by a touchdown?
I think they win by 10. Honestly, I know that Steelers defense is pretty good, but I don't know, man. I just feel like Burrow and Chase they're just too good. I mean, they made it there for a reason.
I think T. Higgins is going to have a monster season this year.
T. Higgins, Boyd too.
Boyd's not bad either.
A lot of people are saying Mixon's going to have a big season behind the new and improved offensive line as well. I mean, he's been racking up yards with no offensive line for 4 years now.
Mixon's a stud.
You finally give the kid an offensive line. I think he'll show up this year. So, but with that being said, 6.5 is too much in my opinion for an AFC North Week 1 matchup. Let's go. I know we touched on this earlier on in the month, but let's do Browns at Panthers. Panthers are 2.5 point favorites.
I cannot wait to watch that game.
Yeah, I got Carolina by a touchdown, maybe even more. I think Baker Mayfield is going to destroy the Cleveland Browns. Destroy the Cleveland Browns.
I agree with you.
I think the Browns. I think the Browns
24-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
Jacoby Brissett stinks. I'm not a Baker Mayfield guy in the least either. I think he's a clown and a half. But there's no way on God's green earth am I putting my hard-earned money on a team that is starting Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. They're going to be I have a bet. I have a futures bet on the Browns to have the least wins in the league.
There you go.
They're going to be 3-8 when Deshaun comes back. Then Deshaun's going to need to get in the flow of things.
Yeah.
All their best players are running backs. They're going to be losing all the time, so they're not going to be able to use their running backs. I couldn't be more out on the Browns. They're such losers. And yeah, Carolina's short.
He's not wrong.
All right, let's go to New England at Miami. Miami is -3. Evan, what do you think?
That's down to 2.5 now, by the way.
I'm taking Miami. I'm taking Miami by at least 5+. I feel like Tua comes out pretty well, and I don't know. Patriots never really play that well down in Miami. So
All indications point to Miami, so I'm going to take New England.
Yeah.
I think Bill Belichick's been scheming the whole offseason for Tua, who I have questions about as well.
And their defense is still pretty good, New England.
who's that guy they drafted in the first round again that nobody knew? It wasn't.
That guard. He drafted a
Yeah.
guard from some small
He could have
school.
been available in the fourth round.
The
Yeah, that was
problem
bad.
with
Bill
New
Dutt.
England, the problem with New England is, if you remember last year, the playoff game against Buffalo, they looked so bad in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah, that was
understand Miami. I understand Miami isn't as good as Buffalo. I get that, but I mean, really, Buffalo scored every time they had the ball. So I'm not so sure about New England's vaulting defense because it was not good.
This is not.
They didn't have a
this is
set
not the
run
Bills,
guy.
though.
They didn't have a set run guy.
Yeah, I just wonder because they were so bad last year in the playoffs, and they were so bad at the end of the season. And you know what? The quarterback was regressing every week. He was getting worse and worse instead of better and better. I would be very concerned about New England. I think Miami's going to win the game. I think New England's not going to have a good year either. As a matter of fact, with the over-under, the Patriots are 8.5. I'm betting under.
Yeah, that's a good bet,
Yeah,
I think.
two quarterbacks that are
less than exemplary.
Okay.
And I feel like the public is going to hammer Miami as well. So the public's wrong a lot. So
Yeah. I think
they are.
It's not one of my 6 highlighted games though.
Yeah, I think I'm in your boat, Rob. That, by the way, that over under in that game is 46.5.
That's high.
I think that's high. I think that's high. I don't
if
think
New
I'll
England's
touch it.
going to win, like me and Jimmy think, it's going to be
Low.
ugly game.
Yeah.
It might be a game where you want the kicker for their team.
All right. Next game. Here's a game where I think it's going the over under is 44. And it's Jacksonville at Washington. I think that is just hammer the over on that one. I think that damn near gets to 50. I think Jacksonville versus Washington is going to be Doug versus Carson. Carson's going to want to try out his new team, throwing the football, putting up points. And I'm so high on Jacksonville. I don't know what their team win total is.
Yeah, Brad,
under.
what's the team total on Jacksonville?
I thought it was 6.5, but I'll take.
If it's 6.5, you hammer
push it
that
all
over.
in, baby. They're winning the South. I forget
Let
what
me
show
look.
Tommy was on. I think it was A2D Wednesday night last week, but he had the Jaguars 10 wins in the playoffs. I couldn't be more in agreement with Tommy on anything. Lawrence is going to take a step. Dougie P's a great leader. I think Travis Etienne's pretty good. And
Christian Kirk. What do you guys think about Christian Kirk?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, I think he's going to have I mean, you look at the Super Bowl season with us when Carson was connecting with Alshon and Torrey Smith and Aguilar. Kirk's going to be in that mix with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence, Laquan Treadwell's still there. He was putting up receiving yards like nothing at the end of the season last year.
Marvin Jones, a solid, steady, professional.
They got rid of Chenault.
Okay, guys.
I don't think they have
6.5 is the over/under.
Yeah, it's a
for
stone
Jacksonville.
over.
Yeah, that's got to be an over.
They got rid of Chenault, who was decent.
I'm putting that in right now.
All right. So what do we think about the game in general, though?
Jaguars are one of my – because they're dogs, right?
Yeah.
It's in Washington and they're dogs.
Plus
they get
140.
what, 4?
They get 3.
3? I'll take – they're going to win the game. That's one of my – it's in my 6-pack. I got the Jags in this one. Carson's a loser. Doug's going to have his number. Fuck the Commanders. Get them no. I'm not putting any money on Carson Wentz ever.
Yeah, that's a game I'm going to stay away from because I don't want people to think I have an agenda. So I don't think I'm going to be betting Washington all season.
It's smart because their quarterback's a loser.
We'll see.
Is Chase Young going to be available for that game?
No, he's out for the first 4. He's on the PUP list.
Don't worry. They still have 4 first-round picks on that defensive line.
Montez Sweat. He's second.
Sweat, Darren Payne.
I don't think they're.
Jonathan Allen.
like it's going to be all on Carson because I don't trust Washington. I don't think they have a balanced offense. I don't like the running attack at all. I'm not really an Antonio Gibson guy.
He's a fumbler.
I mean,
with
and Brian
Miles.
Robinson got shot. I mean,
Yeah, they were
hopefully he's
good.
okay in the long run, but he's not going to be playing football. One of my fantasy sleepers. Thank God he got shot before I did most of my drafts. Would have been pissed.
That's horrible.
But get better soon, buddy. Grab him on the waiver wire.
Get back out there.
I love like Tom. I'm watching Tom Pelissero on the NFL Network. Like, yeah, obviously the like he's not gonna play football on week 1. Like, no, like what? No shit. You're worried about you playing football? You got shot like 4 times.
Yeah, I'm friends.
If that was Clay Matthews, he would have played definitely.
I'm friends with a Washington fan, like diehard. And I was like, was this an inside job by Antonio Gibson? Because he was going to get his job taken. So he shot him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not enough to kill him, just enough to just get him
like
a little rattled.
Get him on the PUP list, have him out 4, and then I'll try my best to take the job.
Yeah. Brad, what's the over/under team total for Washington?
I believe that was also 6.5.
What do you think about that?
It was 7.5. 7.5.
See, that's something I wouldn't bet because I think it's fair.
But here's the problem: they've
that
gotten to that
to me
number.
Is about right. That's
They've
about
gotten
right to me.
They've gotten to that number with horrid quarterbacks over the past couple seasons. Now I know we all like to bash on Carson, but he had a pretty decent year last year, and I don't think that he's a subtraction for that football team.
Right. Carson's going to have games where he's going to look like the greatest thing since sliced bread, but that oh no moment, it's like Tony Romo.
Yeah.
But he's not as good as Tony Romo. But he's that type of player where he can make plays, yes, but when the chips are down and the money's in the middle, he's going to fold up. Yeah. He's a bitch.
Brad, before I get to the other game, what was the Lions over-under?
The Lions over/under?
Yeah.
89.5.
Well, I think it was 4. I think it was 4.5, but I got to check again.
4.5.
That's really low.
That's another over that you got to slam, right?
Because they're not finishing worse than the Bears, so they're not going to even be a last place team.
I think they have at least have to get 5.
I have to check again because I'm not 100% sure about that one. I gotta go look it up again.
All right, we'll get back to
that.
All right, next game, one of the first 4:30 games on the slate is going to be Kansas City at Arizona. Arizona is getting 4.5.
So Arizona is a 4.5 point home dog. Andy Reid is sometimes takes his team a couple weeks, sometimes a couple months to get in the flow of things. I love Arizona here.
By the way, Lions are 6. I'm sorry, my mistake.
Over under 6?
6 even.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm staying away from that. But I like the Cardinals plus 4.5 against the Chiefs. I have a lot of questions about the Chiefs. I do. I think the Chiefs and the Packers are teams that I think are eventually going to get it together and be in the playoffs, but it might be a slow start for those teams. So I like Kyler. I think there's going to be a lot of points in that game.
Yeah, that's
a lot of points in that game.
53.5.
That's high, and I'll take the over. But start everyone you can in fantasy on this game. If you're a daily person, do a stack. Just take everyone from this game. Take Kyler, Mahomes, Kelsey, Sky Moore.
Ev, what do you think about Chiefs and Cardinals?
I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs I think they might handle them, honestly.
By at least 5?
I think by at least a touchdown. Yeah. I still think Mahomes is.
They're still going to score a lot of points. They're just not going to They're not going to score 40 every week like they did before with Tyreek Hill. That's all.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come down to the last possession. I think it's probably going to be 38-31 at that point. And I think Kyler Murray is going to have a chance to march down the field and tie the game, and I think he's going to come up short.
Be typical.
Yeah,
Kyler.
I think that's what's going to end up
Unless he studied. What if he studied, Jimmy?
Yeah, but he
He
doesn't
studied
have
this
He
week.
don't study.
he doesn't have DeAndre Hopkins to just throw the ball up to and have DeAndre catch it over 3 dudes.
No, he's got my boy Rondell Moore.
He's got Hollywood Brown. What do you think of
Rondell-
Hollywood Brown?
And
this
Zach
year?
Ertz. Zach
Hollywood
Ertz.
has a little hands problem. He can't hold
I can
on
see
to
Zach
the
Ertz
ball.
going off, honestly.
If he stays healthy. I mean, he always has the Q next to his name. Like, dude, what are you questionable for? It's
Yeah.
the start of the season.
But yeah, I mean the Cardinals they're in my 6-pack. I'll take them plus 4.5. They're a good team. They could win that game. I'm getting 4.5. Sure.
I think I'm staying away from that. If you had a gun to my head, I'll take the Chiefs and the points.
Plus, out there, if I think a game is going to be a very high scoring, I tend to like the dog.
Okay.
And then opposite, like if I think there's going to be no points, I'll take the favorite.
Brad, do you have the team wins for Cardinals and Chiefs?
Yep. Chiefs are 10.5. And the Cardinals they're up there too, I think. Wait a minute.
I feel like the Chiefs win 10.
Yeah, it's 10.5 for the Chiefs. For the Cardinals,
That's a no bet. You got to get to 11 wins in the hardest division to cash your ticket.
the Cardinals are 9.
See,
That's
I think
about right.
So for the AFC West, I think 11 wins you the division, and I don't think the Chiefs are winning the division. So I feel like you almost have to go for that under.
Yeah.
Like, I'll stay away, but if you had a gun to my head and I absolutely had to, I think
I'll
I'd be
take it.
confident with the 10, with the under.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
But then again, you can't bet against Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, right?
Somebody's going to.
I don't have the
Somebody
Chiefs
is
in
going
my
to
playoffs.
emerge. Somebody's going to emerge with the Chiefs, but I don't think they're going to be in the playoffs either.
And then you said 9 for the Cardinals?
Yeah, 9 for the Cardinals.
That's
Ooh.
about right.
Yeah, I think I'll take
That's
that.
tough
I think
division
they-
except for Seattle. I mean, everybody other than Seattle is really good in that division.
All right. We'll go to your Giants, Brad, next. You got Giants at Tennessee, and the Giants are getting 5.5 points.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not
enough.
No.
Who's on that
They're gonna get
offense
smoked.
besides Derrick Henry, though?
Huh?
Treylon Burks,
Yeah, but
offensive rookie of the year, 18-1. Treylon Burks,
Their
fire away.
defense, the Giants' defense looks horrible in exhibition games. Okay, and I'm not optimistic at all with them.
What's their
You
team
know,
over under?
I think their offense might be a little better, the Giants, but their defense is.
I don't even need to
down.
know the Giants over under. I'll blind bet.
Was it 3.5?
Don't
No,
care.
it's 7.5.
7.5?
Jesus.
7.5.
I'm putting my mortgage on it. I'm putting my mortgage on it.
That's a pretty. To me, that's an easy one.
Can you parlay that? In,
I'm going to check that out right now because I'm definitely parlaying the Jags over and the Giants under.
Free money.
Oh my god!
What was it?
No,
7?
it's 7. It's 7. 7. I thought
The
it was
Giants are
7.5.
not going 8-9.
No, I don't think they are. I think, as I
I
said,
need to see their schedule.
they have an easy schedule, but that has nothing to do with it. They're not
Yeah,
good.
because they're not good. They're not. Yeah.
You cannot parlay it on DraftKings
Okay, then you won't.
unless there's like specials out there. You cannot parlay it in DraftKings.
Well, I'll just do it separate, I guess.
Bro, the Giants have a higher one than the Lions. Like I feel like they would be similar, right? The Lions, you said 6? 6
Lions
even?
are 6. Giants are 7.
Wow.
Bears are 6.5.
Bears are 6.5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
What are the
They
Seahawks?
Seahawks are 6.
Who's the lowest one?
Texans 4.5.
I'll take the over on that.
Yeah, I might take the
Yeah.
over on that. I think
Davis
even
Mills is
5.
not that bad.
he could be a player.
We didn't
The
touch on the
Falcons-
game yet. I love Houston plus 8.5 at home.
The Falcons are 5.
They stink.
The Jets are 5.5. The Seahawks
They stink,
are
too.
6. Panthers 6.5. Jaguars 6.5. Lions 6. Bears 6.5. Giants 7, Steelers 7.5. I think they'll be better than that. Commanders 7.5, Saints 8, Raiders 8.5. I think the Raiders are going to be better than that too.
Yeah.
Cardinals 9, Patriots 8.5, Dolphins 8.5, Titans 9.5, Vikings 9, Browns, Ravens, and Eagles all 9.5, Colts 9.5,
Browns
Chargers
at 9.5.
Yep,
Whew.
Under.
yep. Chargers 10, Bengals 9.5, Broncos 10, 49ers 10, Cowboys 10.5. What?
Under.
Yeah, that's an under. Rams 10.5, Chiefs 10.5, Packers 11, Buccaneers 11.5, Bills 11.5.
I'm taking Packers over. That AFC North is just atrocious, and I don't think the Vikings are going to.
Like that's not the good strategy. The strategy is bet the over on the 6-win teams that you think are going to be good.
But if we're just going like gun to my head, I'm pretty confident that the Packers will get to 11 wins.
Figure it out. See,
Yeah.
I think they start slow.
I think the Ravens are going to be under 10.5.
I think the Ravens win the AFC North.
I do too, but I think they're not going to win 11 games.
True, that could happen.
All this gun talk, guys. We're gonna get canceled.
By the way, the Ravens and the Jets, the line is 7 for the Ravens. Now, I think the Ravens cover that because I don't know that the Jets are going to score.
Yeah, I mean the Jets got good.
Jets. Yeah, Jets are. They're
Jets
better.
have a good defense, but they can't score.
Isn't that in?
It's going to be
New
up
York?
to Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
It's in New York.
yeah.
I'm not laying 7 on the road.
So,
in
unless
week one.
White's playing for the Jets, I think they're going to. They may not score against the Ravens. The Ravens' defense is good
Yeah, no, they're good.
when they're
And
healthy.
they're
They're healthy
again.
now.
They're
They're
healthy.
healthy. Yeah.
And I
I mean, last year was a fluke for them. Their defense just completely. The whole team was injured.
I think they have a chance to get the number 1 seed in the AFC, and I think Lamar Jackson has a monstrous year, and I think he's my he is my dark horse for league MVP.
Is he playing?
I bet who? Lamar?
Lamar,
Yeah,
is he on?
Yeah, he's playing.
He was on the PUP for a while.
No, he's playing games with it. He's trying to get a new contract before the game starts on Sunday.
But he doesn't have an agent. He negotiates for
agent.
himself.
He's his agent.
All right, last 3 games on the slate. Another 2 more 4:30 games than the night game. Packers at Vikings. I know a lot of people are saying that the Vikings are going to take over the North. I just don't see that happening. It's essentially a pick 'em. The Green Bay Packers are 1-point favorites. And
Aaron Rodgers tends to really step up in these division games. He owns that division.
Yeah.
So
And it's indoors. It's indoors, so nothing's going to stop them.
Their defense didn't really get that much better, and they were pretty bad.
But the Packers have a good defense.
No, the Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings. Okay,
Yeah.
The Packers have a good defense.
Oh yeah. I like the Packers
They have
defense.
a very good defense. The Vikings, I just don't know. Listen, they have all the talent in the world, that team, but they just can't seem to put it together. Maybe it was the coaching, and maybe a new coach is really all they need.
Yeah,
I mean, a team that has the receivers they have, and then you have Dalvin Cook. It doesn't make sense. You have Jefferson, Thielen, and Cook.
See, what I don't understand with the Vikings are they had that defensive-minded coach for how many years now, and he left them with nothing on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, well, their defense went over the cliff the last couple of years.
Yeah, they just got old, and they never rebuilt. They never retooled.
They kept going for offense.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got the Packers. And what do you guys think about the over/under in that game? The number is 48. You got over/under 48 in the
Under.
I say under.
Yeah, I think I got over indoors.
Yeah, Dome with a Vikings offense that's good and Aaron Rodgers seems like an over.
I think they get to 50.
I don't know. I really don't have a feel for that game. If I had to, I would pick Aaron Rodgers just because he owns that division. But I've also been on record. I'm a Vikings in the North guy.
Yeah, I don't
know. That's a big game for Week 1.
Yeah, it is.
Another big game for Week 1. Probably the best regular season game. The best regular season game from last year was that Raiders and Chargers game, Week 18. I think Chargers lost and the Raiders ended up making the playoffs.
Right.
It was almost a tie, and if they tied, they both would have made the playoffs. But Staley was an idiot. Raiders at Chargers. The Raiders are getting 3.5.
I'm laying it.
Over under 52.5.
This is my last game in the 6-pack. Is the Chargers minus, what is it, 3.5, 4?
Chargers minus 3.5.
Yeah, I don't trust the Raiders' offensive line, and the pass rush for the Chargers is menacing. So I think that's the difference in the game. And Herbert is just super special. I think we're going to get to like week 8 of this season, and we're going to be talking about Justin Herbert as the best quarterback in the league. All due respect to Josh Allen and Brady and Rodgers and some of those other guys, but Herbert's a stud.
Oh, absolutely.
I love
You're
Herbert.
right about that.
So yeah,
it's going to be. I'll tell you what, though. Don't count out the Raiders. They can still score. I mean, they had no problem. They had no problem last year scoring.
The Chargers' talent level is silly. The talent level on that football team is silly.
But they're a weird team.
They always seem to mess it up.
Their coach may hold it back.
There's always something wrong with the Chargers, and you can never put your finger on it. But they always do something stupid to lose a lot of their games, and it always comes from different areas. You know, it's not a fumble or an interception. It's a dropped interception that their defense has, or something where somebody commits a stupid penalty. It's always something stupid with that team.
Yeah, or it's call a timeout, and if you don't call a timeout, the game's going to end in a tie, and you make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, look at it. I mean, you have Herbert, who's a stud. You have Eckler, who's a stud. You have Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, who are studs. Their offensive line was improved last year. They got that kid from Northwestern, Slater. Like, you have Bosa, you have Khalil Mack, you have Derwin James, you have J.C. Jackson.
Asante Samuel Jr., who played well last year.
Yeah, he's stud. Like, he's really good. I feel like I'm missing guys.
It's hard to understand with them.
Just real quick, fantasy question when it comes to the Chargers. Who do you think's the better receiver fantasy-wise, Mike Williams or Keenan Allen?
Mike Williams.
I like the sound of that because I have Mike Williams on all 3 of my teams.
I agree with you.
I put $25 on Mike Williams to lead the league in touchdown catches.
I would love that.
I think it's totally feasible. And it's like a 25-1 bet.
What about Devontae Adams?
They have Kenneth Murray. Yeah, but Brad, he's the favorite. Like,
he is the favorite.
I'm trying to.
Okay, no. I'm just wondering. I didn't know if he was the favorite. I'm just thinking that would be my bet. But if he's the favorite, I wouldn't take him. I'd rather take one of the guys on Cincinnati, to be honest. The guy in Cincinnati, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's terrific. Yeah, Kenneth Murray is also on that defense, the linebacker out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Really good player. Nasir Adderley, the safety out of Delaware. I think it was Delaware. Holding down a safety spot. So, like, this team's loaded. The Chargers, that's my AFC prediction. The Chargers versus the Bills in the AFC final. AFC championship.
That would be a fun
game. Johnny Blade wants to know what Herbert's proven. Johnny, he's only been in the league.
Are you kidding me?
2 years.
It's his third year, right?
Yeah, this
What's
is only
Herbert
his third
proven?
year.
Do you watch football?
Yeah. Look at what he's done, and he's only been in the league for 2 years. This guy is going to be a dynamite player.
He throws lasers.
Yeah, and he's deadly accurate. And he's just, 23 years old?
And he's an underrated athlete, and he's huge.
Him versus Mahomes in the AFC West is going to be a fun battle to watch for the next 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch.
For sure.
I'll tell you what, him versus Carr is going to be fun. Him versus Russell Wilson is going to be fun.
Yeah, Russ is camped out there in Denver now. He just got a bunch of money for a bunch of years.
Him versus Burrow. I think Russ is there for 7 years now. Yeah. Now that he signed that extension.
5-year extension, yeah. So now he's there for the next 7.
Jesus.
Yeah, Russ is going to have a field day out there.
Yeah.
That's going to have some wear and tear on his body, being a mile high. And
yeah, but he's been in Seattle his whole career. Seattle isn't really fun with the weather. I know
Yeah.
he'll probably adjust to that.
The snow,
longitude.
dude. There's gonna be.
Oh, he will, and he can also run.
He's happier than a
he
pig
can
in
run-
shit.
He can run the ball. He can run the ball when he wants to in Denver too.
I mean, look at that. He's actually not going to get smoked every play. Denver has a pretty good offensive line.
Very good offensive line.
They have two
Javonte
great-
Williams.
They have
Two
decent
great running backs.
Should have been an Eagle.
2 young and up and coming wide receivers in Judy and Sutton, who I would
And
take either one of them in the middle round of the fantasy football draft.
And like
I love
their
Jerry
defense was like ranked 4th, I think, overall last year.
They have the best defense in the AFC West, I think. Overall, not the top heavy, but overall they probably have the best.
You're probably right
defense
about
in the
that.
AFC West.
I have Denver in my playoffs as well.
I have them winning the West.
Yeah, I have the Raiders.
The Raiders could win the West too. Listen, all 3 teams.
I just think Devontae Adams is just such a huge weapon for Derek Carr, and the Raiders still have a really good pass rush. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
You know, and they gave Cincinnati one hell of a battle in Cincinnati in that playoff game too.
I know we have been talking about it the past few weeks. In July, we were talking about it. We're officially 6 days away from Sunday football. Let's get a grasp. And what do you guys think of the Chiefs? I know we've been throwing it around, but do you think they're a playoff team? I mean, Wick says Mahomes lost his cheetah though. I think Juju's gonna have a nice year. They went out, they drafted Sky Moore, they signed Valdez Scantling. They still have number 17 Hardman. They have Kelsey. Is that going to be enough? Is that enough ground made up for the loss of Tyreek Hill?
Not their defense.
I don't think so. I don't trust their running attack. If they do make the playoffs, it's going to be because Sky Moore's offensive rookie of the year. It's like, what is Juju? What is he good at? What's his skill set?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he hasn't been healthy the past couple seasons. That's been
like Hardman. Scantling's terrible. He can't catch.
Well, we know that. Aaron Rodgers literally probably threw him off the team himself.
Yeah.
Like Mecole Hardman, he kind of is what he is. Like he's no better than Quez Watkins, who plays here in Philadelphia. Like,
yeah,
what's the difference? In like, I don't know, but I like the. I think Denver. No, I think Kansas City and Vegas are going to be out in the West, and I have Denver and the Chargers in the playoffs.
Okay.
I haven't decided who I'm going to have win the division yet.
All right. Yeah, I got Denver, Chargers, and Vegas making it out of the West, and then my other wild card team is going to be Cincinnati. So, yeah.
It's not bad.
And we have the late game on Sunday as well.
Late game.
Dallas is going to get trashed.
Yeah. Dallas.
Dallas is playing Tampa Bay, right?
At Dallas. Yeah. Dallas is getting 2 points.
That's all?
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's Tom Brady? He's like 11-0 against Dallas in his career, I think.
Yeah, never lost against Dallas in his whole career.
Tampa Bay's going to tear them up.
12-0.
Dak's going to get a lot of empty calorie stats in that game.
I don't think so. I think he gets hit a lot that game. I honestly do. I think
honestly, both quarterbacks have the potential to get hit in that game because both offensive lines are banged up. I just trust Brady more, and like Brady didn't come back to lose. He's not getting a divorce from a smoke show, Giselle Bundchen, to lose football games.
Yeah, he's gonna come back pissed off.
Yeah,
because that's why he was absent all that time. Because
I thought he was absent because his mom was. I thought his mom was having problems, but apparently he's got Giselle problems. So
he's got
no way. There's no way he's getting divorced and playing bad.
He's got 99 problems.
Is he getting divorced now? I didn't hear that.
There's rumors. Who knows?
I don't think he's getting divorced. I know
it sounds like Giselle.
If he plays another season, he very well may get divorced.
It sounds like Giselle is not happy
won't get divorced.
Yeah, so it sounds like Giselle's not happy that he
went back.
Kane went back. Yeah.
Well, apparently he retired, and then they set up a vacation during training camp, and that's why he was gone those few days, or gone those 12 days because of the vacation. So apparently there was reports that there was trouble in paradise because that happened. and she's pissed off that he went back to football.
He kisses his son more than he kisses her, probably.
See, that joke is so bad. Like, I feel like that joke is as bad as Philadelphia throws snowballs at Santa Claus.
Yeah,
like we blew that so out of proportion.
I know.
It's still great. But yeah, I think if he plays another year after this year, he very well might get a divorce.
First off, like I've seen men kiss their son before, like my friends and stuff, and what Tom Brady did was creepy.
Yeah.
It was over the line creepy. Okay? So no, we didn't blow it out of proportion.
No, I hear you.
Leave him alone. He's English. I do that in England all the time.
That was weird, yeah.
It was definitely weird. It was weird, but like we still talk about it. Now we say that he kisses his son more than he kisses Giselle. Like, yeah, we get it. We threw snowballs at Santa Claus. Like, get over it.
Man.
Yeah, there was a lot of Clemson slander in the chat as we were going over these predictions.
Their quarterback's not good. They blocked the punt and they got down there.
Yeah, two quick
just
touchdowns.
Looks like they're up 14-0. They're gonna get it going. Georgia Tech stinks.
Yeah. All right, you want to get into some Phillies before we wrap it up? That was basically the slate. I don't know if you want to talk about the Seahawks, but
no, I'm good on the Seahawks. The Phillies, they're a huge disappointment. It's tough to watch. It's tough to watch. It's every freaking September with this team. They're gutless. They have no heart, and I'm sick and tired of it. You need to step up and win some games. Yep. Period. You got the Nationals coming to Citizens Bank Park. You got to get back on track.
Watch out with the Nationals. You know what? The Nationals just beat up the hell out of the Mets, and they beat the hell out of the Cardinals right now. So they,
that means they're due to lose, right?
Sometimes these bad teams get hot at the strangest times, and you better not take them too lightly.
Well, I mean, the Phillies, they get cold every September, so why would this one be any different?
Oh,
but it's cold out. The bats aren't going to work. It's too cold.
And you lose that game yesterday. That's fucking brutal. You lose that game yesterday. JT smacks a 3-run home run to tie the game, and then Robertson comes in and gives up a walk-off home run to Wilmer Flores. Are you kidding me? Do you want to go to the playoffs or you want to go home? You got to win games like that. You got to step up. You got to win the game yesterday.
Well, fortunately for them, Milwaukee hasn't exactly been.
Yeah, they're still in decent shape in terms of the standings because you hit the nail right on the head. Milwaukee's not any good, and it hasn't been. They're
gonna make the playoffs.
I've been saying that all year, and I'm not so sure right now.
No, they're gonna make the playoffs. The question is, when they first of all, we got to see what's going on with Wheeler.
He'll be fine. Okay. I think it's just a maintenance IL trip, just to.
I think it's a little worse than that. I think it's a little worse than that.
And that's what they said about Eflin, and they said Eflin's going to be a long reliever down the stretch. So I think they're just saving the arms for us when it matters, but it's starting to matter now.
It's starting to matter.
I was just about to say, the fact that you only won one game, I don't know why we're surprised, because whenever we go out west this time of year, it happened last year too, where we got swept by the Diamondbacks out west, and then it just completely absolute train wreck going into September. Now you got to do something different this year. I'm so out on Noah Syndergaard. I'm deeply apologetic to everybody on this panel for me saying that. Oh, he's still good. He fucking sucks. Pardon my language. I'm sorry, but he sucks. I'm so out on Noah Syndergaard. I was so out on him when he freaking wussied out against that Mets team. But now I'm glad because
he wussied out twice.
Yeah. He's so bad. I've never actually seen a more just bigger fall off than Noah Syndergaard because he was so good.
But he had Tommy John surgery.
He had Tommy John surgery, and now everybody hits him. His pitch count is always so low because he doesn't strike out anybody. He throws ducks over the strike zone.
He throws 93 miles an hour now, not 100. That's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm so out on.
And he doesn't have the breaking ball. He doesn't have the breaking ball to put batters away. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah, I'm out on Noah Syndergaard. I'd rather have Bailey Falter as the fifth guy.
Bailey Falter hasn't done too bad actually.
He's been throwing gems.
He came along.
He's our ace.
Well, they lost Castellanos, which is not going to help.
Yeah,
I know all you guys. I know you guys get angry with him and this and that, but you know what? He's still a professional hitter,
270.
and yeah,
Basically.
he's still a professional hitter. And you know what? It's tough to lose a guy like that right now because you guys really do need everybody all hands on deck.
Yeah.
You just do. That's the way it goes in this season.
The bottom line is from tomorrow night, Tuesday, September 6th, until this coming Sunday, they have 6 games against the Marlins first, and then a weekend series against the Nationals. You have to go 5-1, and then you have a day off, and then you go down to Miami. You have a 3-game set Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. You have to win that series. You have to win 2 out of 3.
Just win series. Just win series.
Yeah, we don't need to win every game.
And if you're gonna lose, lose. Don't I feel like it's just it's not even. They're worse than losses.
What, yesterday?
They just rip your heart out and stomp on your soul, and you should see it coming because we've been around for 140 years and we've been good 6 times in 140 years. So we should see it coming, but we do, and it's just
So we have 9 games before we go to Atlanta. So you want us to go 6-3?
And you finish in Houston.
6-3, yeah.
So 6-3 before Atlanta, and then you have 3 games in Atlanta. What do you think?
How far are they? What's the standings right now?
We're 2.5 games up on Milwaukee, and there's no way we're catching Atlanta. We're 10.5 games away from Atlanta.
Don't get swept by Atlanta.
All right, so save a game. We're actually 2 games back of Milwaukee now. So
2 games up, you mean?
No, 2 games up. Yeah,
right.
2 games up.
Yeah, just go 6-3. Don't get swept by Atlanta.
Together. Milwaukee can't put wins together. They just don't have enough offense.
So you're thinking the next 12 games will go 7? You'll be okay with 7-5, because if you're predicting 6-3 before Atlanta, then you want to just get at least 1 in Atlanta. That's 7-5, and then you have 2 at home against Toronto. You know that's going to be at least a split, if not.
They could lose both of those. They better.
They could lose both, but let's give them a split. It's at home.
So that's 8-6.
It's not going to be easy.
And then you have 4 at home against Atlanta. That's the series where I think you got to win 3 out of 4.
So what? You have 5 games against Atlanta, 6 games against Atlanta,
6 games against Atlanta.
6 games.
So right now you're 8-6 before that 4-game series against Atlanta. You're going 2-2. You're going 10-8.
10-8.
All right, and then you got 3 at Chicago.
Got to be 2 or 3.
All right, so you're 12-9, right?
Yep.
And then you got 4 at Washington.
Got to do 3 or 4.
All right, so what are we at there? 15-11.
15-11.
Okay, and then you're 3 at Houston.
We'll say 2 or 3, just because Houston might be
done by then. So
yeah,
17-12.
Because they're up big in the West, right, Brad?
Yes, they're running away with it, and I think they're running away with best record now too.
So you're okay with 17-12. 17-12. That brings you to.
I mean,
Milwaukee would then have to go 20-9, and Milwaukee.
So that brings you to 90. That brings you to 90 wins.
Milwaukee's not going 12. Is not going 21-9.
Brad hit the nail right on the head there.
So that record 17-12. That brings you to 90-73.
I mean, 17-12. That's 59% baseball.
Yeah, I mean that's what you've been playing all year, right?
Right. That'll get you in. 90 will get you in because
90.
Milwaukee's not going 20-9. No way.
No.
Let's hope not. I mean,
Milwaukee will be lucky to go 16-13. They're a 500 team.
All right, so let's project 90 wins for the Phillies, right? They won today at Colorado. They have 2 more games at Colorado.
We're talking about Milwaukee now?
Yeah, they won the first game, and now they have 2 games at Colorado. Let's say they split the next 2.
So they're going to get 2 or 3. They're still win the series.
All right, so they're 1-1 right now. Let's then they go to San Francisco for 2 games. I'm sorry, they're home against San Francisco for 2 games.
They'll probably split.
All right, so 2-2. They got 3 games at home against Cincinnati.
Give them the 3 games.
A sweep?
Give them 2 or 3. Because I didn't give the Phillies any sweeps.
All right, give them 2 and 1.
So what's that? 4 and 3?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. 2 at St. Louis.
1 and 1.
All right, so you're 5 and 4.
They could go 0. They could go 0 and 2 though. They could easily lose
conservative
both those
though. I
games.
like that split though.
All right,
Yes.
5 and 4, and then they're home against New York Yankees for 3.
They'll God, I don't know what's going on with the
Lose
Yankees.
2
They'll probably lose 2 out of 3.
Lose 2 or 3, yeah.
All right, so you're 6 and 6. 3 against the Mets at home.
They're going to lose 2 out of
Lose
3.
2
One
out
and
of
2.
3. Yeah, lose 2 out of 3.
So
now
that's
what? You're
7 and 8.
7 and 8. Yep.
4 at Cincinnati.
3 or 4.
3 and 1.
3-4.
So you're 10 and 9.
Okay.
2
So now they got to win out. They got to win
2
out from here to catch
two
the Phillies.
home 2 home against St. Louis.
No.
No,
1 and
they'll
1.
split. They'll
So they
split.
can't if our prediction about the Phillies was true, which was pretty consensus, that split against St. Louis,
Could end them.
that's it. They got to go what did they hit 20 and 9 over their last 29 games to catch the Phillies.
not
If the
doing
Phillies
that.
win 90 games,
Yeah.
They're not doing
so
that.
they're not
not
doing that.
I can 85.
Now I
So-
still want the Phillies to get it together so I can feel confident about them going into the playoffs, which
Yeah.
I don't at all right now because they've been sucking up.
So if the
problem-
season ended
the
right
problem
now,
with the
who are we
Phillies-
playing?
If the Phillies have
Cardinals.
to play, do you have any faith in them beating the Cardinals right now?
No.
The way the Cardinals have
It-
been playing?
No.
If Wheeler comes back right over the next month, who knows? Who knows? I
Who
mean,
knows
Who
if
knows
you-
who
we
knows
know-
if he's going to come back though? That's the problem.
we know how funny baseball works. A pitcher at any given night can just be hot, right? I mean, we
Oh,
saw
yeah.
it in 2011 with our 4 aces. I mean, the Cardinals came in and beat us up against our 4 aces. We won 6 regular season games that year. We had a monster pitching
Yeah.
staff, and we came up short.
Because Cliff Lee was a bitch in game 2. Blew a lead.
Yep.
So we
let's
play
just say
St. Louis for a 1 game for
a three-game
games.
series.
3
at
games. There's
St.
no more
Louis.
1 games, right?
No, but it's 3 in St. Louis.
So our magic number, our hypothetical magic number right now is 17, if everything works out.
Yeah, if you get the 90 wins,
Which I think you guys will get.
Milwaukee's not going to be able to catch you.
But, so,
catch
guys,
us.
what is your feeling about the Yankees being able to hold off Tampa Bay?
I wouldn't bet on that either.
I think
I'm
you guys are good.
I'm not putting any money on the Yankees, even though I did bet on the Yankees yesterday and they won.
Well,
So
they
I
are
shouldn't-
playing. Listen, they are playing their favorite team this week.
Well, they own the Twins and they're playing them, so maybe they can get
Well, they won. They beat the Twins today.
5-3. I
mean,
watched some of it.
Even,
Judge third
even-
home run in 3 days.
Yeah, even IKF hit a home run today, and Marwin Gonzalez hit a home run.
Look, I think the Yankees are going to be fine. I don't think they're better than Houston, but like they're going to be right there.
Yeah, they'll make it to the
The way they've
ALCS.
been playing, they're not better than Kansas City or Detroit.
Yeah, but they're just going through a phase.
It's at 21 and 31 though is a pretty long phase.
Yeah, they're in a
Really,
maybe
bad.
they need to get pushed like this to like snap back into it.
They'll make it to the ALCS. They'll verse the Astros, and then we'll see from there. I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, what they're going to need when they face the Astros is they're going to need a healthy Nestor Cortez and a healthy Severino. So at least they can match them pitching wise. And Stanton's going to have to get his shit together because Stanton hasn't done a damn thing since he got back. You know, Rizzo's back is bothering him. He's been out the last few games. This stuff has to stop. These guys have to be in the lineup and play well. Judge can't do it all by himself. I mean, he literally is right now.
Did Matt Carpenter come back to life?
Matt Carpenter did come back to life, but he's out. He's injured until the last week of the season.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be back. He'll be back the last week of the season, though. I mean,
Yeah.
So the only saving grace for the Yankees is that their last 3 games are at Texas, and Texas is awful.
Yeah.
So if it comes down to that, I'm not sure who Tampa plays at the end, but it can't be as easy as what the Yankees are playing.
Well, the AL, if the playoffs started today in the AL, the Blue Jays would face the Guardians, right?
Guardians, yep.
And then the 2 wild cards, the other 2 wild
Tampa
cards would
Bay
be
and Seattle. Tampa Bay and Seattle would play, and to
in
be honest
Seattle.
with you, yeah, I think Tampa Bay would beat them.
The Guardians are good.
Yeah, but did you notice who's right next to them now?
Who?
Right on top of them, the White Sox.
White Sox.
Well,
Fine,
Tony
yeah.
La Russa is out indefinitely now.
Well, that might help.
Is that why they started winning?
Probably.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting, the AL, but I still think it's going to end up being the Yankees and Houston in the ALCS.
We'll see about that. I'll tell you what, the Yankees have been awful. And part of the problem with the Yankees is that they have a manager who has no idea what he's doing.
Oh yeah, he's bad.
He changes the lineup every day. He has a bullpen that he tries to figure out who's going to pitch. They use different combinations all the time instead of just leaving everything alone. Boone is always trying to make himself the centerpiece of the team instead of being in the background. I mean, why would Aaron Judge lead off? Somebody please explain to me why he would lead off.
Shouldn't be leading off.
But when he
Analytics.
So that when he hits home runs, there won't be anybody on base because the 9 hitter and the 8 hitter are Hicks and Higashioka, or Hicks and who's the other catcher, Trevino. Okay, who's going to be on base for Judge when he hits home runs? I mean, Boone he there's no question in my mind. He's held them back so much this year. It's ridiculous. When there's a runner, when you're in extra innings and you're the home team, okay, you hold the other team scoreless in the top of the inning. Why the hell aren't you bunting the guy to third base?
Yeah, he's a bad manager. I mean, it's simple as that. I mean, analytics has ruined sports, and he's one of those analytic nerds, which is a shame because he was a good baseball player.
But he's stupid. He's a stupid man. He's a stupid man with no brains, has no feeling for games, and doesn't know what the hell he's doing. And he loses games because he just has no clue. I mean, what he does never makes sense, and that's the problem. He lets relievers when they don't have it. He lets them stay in and stay in and stay in. I mean, yesterday, Frankie Montes is pitching a 1-hit shutout after 5 innings, and he pulls him. Yeah, I know he threw 93 pitches, but come on, he could have gone another inning. I mean, why do you have to burn out the bullpen for?
Yeah, and it's very confusing because he was a pretty damn good baseball player, and he just has no feel for the game, which is just astounding to me.
None. And the hope here, of course, is that he gets fired and we bring in Don Mattingly, or Cashman gets fired and Theo Epstein comes in and manages and GMs the team, because he has also done. Brian Cashman has done a horrible job bringing players in on this team. He's made way too many mistakes. I mean, Donaldson, he stinks. Torres now all of a sudden, he stinks now. Hicks stinks. Kiner Falefa at shortstop, I'm sorry. He may be a gold glove at third base, but he can't really play the position. He has no arm. And 2 home runs. I mean, I understand you want a contact hitter, but you got to have a guy who hits more than 2 home runs in a season. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they've screwed it up big time.
I wish I could feel the same, or just I wish I could be in your shoes when it comes to complaining about baseball teams, because we've been good. We've been good twice in 140 years.
Yeah, but sometimes it's more frustrating when you really honestly think that you have the best team, and that a manager's dumbness ruins it each time.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you the last 4 years, Booneisms that have cost the Yankees playoff games.
Yeah.
And it's really pathetic.
You should write a book.
No, I could. I'll tell you what, though. Today was pretty humorous. Gary Sanchez got booed like you cannot imagine when he stepped up to the plate for the Twins today.
Did he hit a home run?
Like 472
That
feet.
ball was like 450 feet or something like
472.
Yeah, that ball was a bomb.
It was the second longest hit baseball this season that wasn't at Coors Field.
Yeah, that was. I mean, well, listen. There's no question Gary can hit the ball far. The problem is Gary doesn't hit the ball enough.
Yeah, and he wasn't really that good behind the plate either, right?
You're being generous saying that.
Yeah.
We used to, my friend and I, when we used to go to the Yankee games on Friday nights, we used to say when Gary was catching Chapman, the obligatory pass ball is coming.
Yeah.
Well, after the obligatory walk by Chapman, the obligatory pass ball by Sanchez is coming, and it would always happen. And then there'd be a runner on second, and you'd be sitting on the edge of your seat, until he finally would throw 30 pitches and get out of the inning.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, boys, we got anything else? I think we got the boys coming up right behind us, right? Tom and DJ.
So. Yeah.
Pause on that.
Yeah, pause on that. Just.
Got boys coming.
Yeah, I mean, DJ Eastwood, Tom Arnaud, and Ryan Broda, they're coming in hot. So make sure you check them out.
Yeah, game week. We got locked and loaded content all week, so make sure you turn those notifications on. Don't miss anything. Football's back, boys. Get started Thursday night. Eagles Sunday. We'll be back on Monday to react to it all, and hopefully we're talking good vibes this time next week.
Yeah.
But thank you to our great sponsors at Manscaped and Aria Public Adjusting, our docket, Specialized Physical Therapy, Johnny Coyle down on the Ocean City Boardwalk with all campus. Thank you to everyone who liked, subscribed, and shared our show, everyone who commented in. We'll try and interact with you on the comments in case we missed you. But for the crew here at the Sports Hounds, see you next week, everybody.
Have a good one, boys.
Peace.